You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Young icon living.
Lena Waithe. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me back.
No, and thanks for answering the phone. I called her stylist, and I was like, Lena, we need you to come a little earlier. And she was getting in the car going to Black Girls Rock.
Yes.
She stopped, got back on the phone, and was like, Envy, whatever y'all need, tell everybody I'll be up there. And I appreciate that. That's respect and love.
I'm looking a little tired right now, but it's all good.
Thank
it's all
you.
good.
And I was saying, I went to Black Girls Rock, and I saw your speech, and I love the speech that you gave when you got your award.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wanted to, I know it airs September 9th, such your DVRs, tune in. I was just trying to talk about getting free, you know what I'm saying? And whatever that means for you or for us. A big thing for me was cutting my hair off. I did it. I cut it. I just was like, I wanted to get free of, it felt like it was this piece of femininity that I had on me. And having long hair, I think, kind of allow other people to kind of look at me and go, oh, well, she's still a girl, though. She's still a girl. And I just kind of always wanted to cut my hair off. And I think I was holding back because of what people would say or what they would think. Then I just kind of let that go. I was like, well, I don't care what people think. I was going to cut it off and just be free. And it's been a beautiful blessing ever since. Now,
you said you were trying to make them comfortable.
Yeah, just trying to make other people feel comfortable with who I am. And I'm like, why am I doing that? What's that got to do with me? And once I got free of it, there was just so much joy in my life, in my body, in my spirit. And so I really wanted to share that. And so I just talked about it, whether it's some relationship that ain't serving you, whether it's some, a narrative that you've been holding on to forever. I'm like, we got to get free of certain things because we walking around with a lot of baggage and we got to put it down.
The girls were like, preach. Everybody was in the audience like, yes.
That's a room full of black women. Like, yes, let me free myself of this man who ain't serving me.
What else does liberation look like for you?
You know what? Having the ability to make art that's not touched by hands of people who have not walked in my shoes. That's to me is freedom. I think, and I wrote this movie that people are kind of saying is like a Black Bonnie and Clyde. It's called Queen and Slim. And it's about what it means to be Black and to be falling in love in a world that's burning all around you. That was really important to me. The Shy, being able to make it this season 2, I got a little bit more power, a little bit more creative control. So that to me is freedom. Just being able to write, because people don't realize how powerful it is to be able to sit at your computer and write stuff and for it to go on TV and be pumped into people's living rooms. That's a very powerful thing. So I know I can be hard on, TV shows or movies when it's not phenomenal because I'm like, you're literally seeping into somebody's skin. When you're watching your TV show.
Transferring energy.
Yes. Yeah. It's like Cosby Show in a different world. Those shows are the reasons why I'm sitting here right now with y'all. That's how powerful it is. Like Black folks was like, oh, I want to go to HBCU because of him in college, a fictitious HBCU. People were like, well, I want to go to a Black school because of that. So for me, it's like I take it very seriously when I'm sitting at my computer and the things I have characters say and things I have characters do. Now, mind you, I go hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm somebody who loves Menace to Society. I think you can see the influence when you watch The Shy. Like they killed the protagonist. And I think some people may go, oh, well, show the world how you want it to be. Like, Boys in the Hood. Like Trey got out of the car, which is also a fair way to go about it. But to me, I'm like, but Kane felt more real in a way because that dude, he is going to go get the guy that shot his cousin and he is going to be the guy that's not going to claim the kid. He is going to be the guy that all his actions going to catch up to him at the end. And to me, I was like, oh, I want to write the world as I see it. I got to be a journalist. I want to be like, I want to write about the world the way it is so that way we can look at it and then reevaluate.
How has the reception from Chicago been about The Shy?
Yo, it's been beautiful. They were saying like, yo, Lena, shoot on the South Side more, show the women more. I was like, okay, I hear you. So we've been doing that a lot, and I have a new showrunner, Ayanna Floyd Davis, amazing Black woman, running things and keeping the show going as it needs to. And we just really want to make it. I always want things to be really Black, really authentic, really honest. And I want folks to see stuff and go, yeah, that's right. And Chicago has been really receptive and really kind. And they've been coming out to set. And we were at the Bud Billiken parade. And we did a whole thing about shoes. I don't know if y'all heard about like the cops put up these fake shoes in a
truck.
And so Vic Mensa, and so Vic Mensa and a lot of my cast and crew came out to do sort of like to combat that and to just be handing out free shoes that are real to the community and just trying to really feed the people rather than trying to trap them.
Do you get tired? You do a lot.
I know you ain't talking. I know you ain't talking.
I always read your name and you're writing and you're acting and you're doing more. Do you get tired, and when do you find the time? What's your balance?
I do get tired sometimes, but what I try to do, because I do have to recharge. I think it's so interesting. I don't know if y'all seen the latest Whitney documentary.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
It was really well done, but
it was on Showtime.
Well, there was one on Showtime. There's another one that came out that was in theaters.
I saw the Showtime.
Yeah, and to me, there's footage of her in her hotel room, like by herself, like just like watching TV or listening to music. And for a long time, I used to always think that is weird. Like, why is she just like in a room by herself? But if you think about it, like when she's on stage and you see all those people out, and like that's like a lot of energy being thrown at her, and then her giving all of her energy back. So you can't imagine how draining that is, because it's like you gotta sit down. Because also when I walk out to the world, I'm a property of the public. I can't just walk out and just be like, okay, I'm gonna go live my life. Like folks are gonna be like, oh hey, what's up? Or can I get a picture? Da, da, da. And I feel a responsibility to make sure those people that cross paths with me feel, like they've had a nice moment and we can kind of vibe. But then when I go home, I do sometimes just like, it's just me and my fiance, and we just like chilling and quiet and watching TV, or I'm watching The Breakfast Club, you know what I'm saying? And just like listening to that, and also just taking in art, because I make it so much. I sometimes want to go to a concert and just take it in, or watch a movie and just take that in, or watch a TV show and just take that in.
What you said is very important.
Yeah.
When you are in a certain position, you have to know that you don't belong to yourself anymore when you leave the house.
That's right. No, that's real.
Right, no,
like
that's
you belong
real.
to the public.
That's real. I was taking pictures out there just now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that goes with the dinner. Right. If you're going to live your dream and make a good living and be able to provide for your family and your family's family, that comes with it. And I think it's a small price to pay. But there are some days I sit, at the crib on a Sunday and try not to make too many plans, or sometimes I'll just cancel a plan and just want to be by myself. I'm that person now.
Sometimes that's the best thing to do, to sometimes have to say no to things.
Oh, yeah.
Because you want to do everything, and there's people that you're cool with, and things seem like a great idea, and then you're like, I don't feel like doing this.
Yeah, yeah. And for me, I just enjoy just chilling at the crib. I like being at home. We work so hard to have these, these cribs, and so I sometimes just want to be at the crib.
Are you having a big wedding?
No, we are not. Because the thing is, a lot of my life is produced. A lot of it. I think I can't produce another thing. And luckily, she never had that dream of like, being the center of attention, having a big white dress. So we're going to try to keep it just really small and quiet, and, focus on the marriage part rather than just the wedding.
Are you tired of receiving awards yet? and the reason I say that is because because Lena, you're having such a moment. It's like every award show is honoring Lena Waithe. Mm-hmm. So next year, when
we got some more stuff coming.
Yeah, but like you're used to that type of reception.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not tired. To me, I feel very honored, and I'm very grateful that people would want to recognize me, especially at something like Black Girls Rock. Beverly Bond has been doing this for a long time before it was on TV, and I think the message is so important, because how many people are telling young Black girls that they rock, that they're special, that they're amazing. So I've been watching it for a long time, been a huge fan of it, so to be honored was really a humbling experience. But for me, it's less about the award, but for me, it's more about, I got to have something to say, something to impart. Right. I don't want to get in front of a mic and just be like, I want to thank my mama, I want to thank God. Yeah, obviously I'm grateful to my mama, thankful to God, but I want to be able to share something and leave people with something that sticks to their ribs, something to think about. So that's why I appreciate you saying that, because I really do. I sit down and like think about what message I want to get across. So for that, it's really cool, because I get a chance to talk to so many people. Because folks want to, bestow honor upon me.
Even just showing up when you showed up to the Met Gala with the
I love that. That was a moment.
Thank you, man. And that, again, to me, it's about every time I step out. Again, I don't belong just to myself. I'm coming out and I'm stepping out in the public, and I want to make a statement. I want to say something to uplift people.
How do you stay so humble?
My lady, she be like, look, take out the trash, or we need some LaCroix. We need some LaCroix. Go get it, or go walk the dog. That's that sparkling water that's like flavored.
Oh, that's too rich.
Some people
for me.
It's like a seltzer.
It's like, it's like flavored. It's like so hipster. It's like, she's like, go walk the dog for like, she'll tell me how long to walk the dog for. She's like, no, walk it for like 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, all right. So that keeps me humble.
You guys don't walk the dog together?
Sometimes we do, but sometimes she'll be like, "Can you take the dog out and just like do it, please?" While I watch Housewives or something.
You'll never snap back at her like, "Look, you take the dog out. I got 20 shows to write."
No, because I'm trying to stay in the house. I don't want to get in trouble. I'm trying to, I'm taking notes from Envy. He's like, just keep the, keep the checks going.
Right.
She's always right.
That's it.
Don't say nothing wrong. No, that really, I think relationships humble you, because when you're in a partnership, it's not always about you. Sometimes you gotta deal with that, and I think that keeps you humble all the time.
But not even with relationships, just you as a person. Like, I watch shows like The Chi. I started watching not because I heard about The Chi, because it was your show. I was like, oh, we got to watch this.
Thank you, bro.
Lena's a good person. We got to watch this and support.
I appreciate you.
And that's how you fall in. And you don't really get that with too many people. It's...
Yeah, I think the big thing, I think a part of it is also growing up the way I did, like living in my grandmother's house and, not being able to afford certain things. I always say I never wanted for anything, but I never got everything I wanted. And I think that to me is something that you never forget. And so I'm very appreciative of the things I'm able to do and being able to help my mom and, like pay for my nephew's braces or whatever. Like those things I think really humble me. And I think just the love I get from, I always think of this is like, God didn't spend more time making us than he did anybody else. We all made up of the same stuff.
Maybe Beyonce and Oprah might just got a little bit
They
more.
may have gotten, he might have been playing favorites there. He might have been playing favorites.
Just a little bit more.
I'd say Whitney too. I throw Michael in there.
Yeah.
Prince as well. But no, I feel like we all made up of the same stuff. And that's the crazy thing. Because I really like what Jay-Z said, because people obviously were like, yo, well, you're a special being. And he's like, no, I'm just somebody that kind of locked into a thing that I'm really good at. And I think that, we're very blessed because we locked into a thing that we're really good at. And so we get to share our gifts on a greater scale. But for me, what my wish for people is to live the life they daydream about. And very few people get to do that. There are people right now walking into jobs they can't stand and working for people that they don't like. And but they got a gift inside of them that God put there. And rather than embracing it, they kind of were suppressing it. So for me, I just want to continue to embrace the gifts that he put inside of me when I was in my mother's womb.
All right. On that note, I want to talk about something that you're doing that I'm super excited about.
Okay.
Because this is my favorite genre, horror. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have this anthology coming called Them. So can you give me some more information? Because first of all, I think I'm the only one in this room that loves horror. So
I'm freaked out by horror. So
I don't pay people to scare me.
Charlamagne and Envy don't like it. But I'm very excited. So tell me some more about that.
Okay. This is this really amazing project written by an amazing man named Little Marvin. And that is, he changed his name. That's on his driver's license, Little Marvin. And he is
first name Little, last name Marvin?
I don't think, no, it's just his first, it's like Lisa Ray. It's like Little Marvin.
Okay.
So he wrote this pilot just about this black family that integrates Compton in the 1950s. And I never knew that Compton used to be all white. I didn't know that. But he did the research, and it's all about, and the first season, and every season will deal with a group of them. And the first season is us, black folk. And there were these things called covenants about where people could and could not live. I see this thing as always money in real estate. It's like in real estate, it's still political, but in the 50s, it was very political. And so it's really about, it's loosely based on this family that moved into Compton, this black family moved into Compton in 1953, and the house they moved into happens to be haunted. And the thing is like, but there's nothing scarier than the white neighbors surrounding them that don't want them there. And it's really a phenomenal anthology series, and he'll deal with like gay people and poor people in different seasons. But I was so blown away by this pilot, and they asked me to come on and like be an EP to help them, to help seal the deal. And I was just honored that they would want me to be a part of it, because I was like, this is the easiest yes I've ever said. And it's such, and Little Marvin is just a phenomenal writer. The story is phenomenal, and y'all gonna be blown away. This is gonna be a phenomenal television show, and I'm just honored to be a part of it.
I'm happy that you and Kid Fury
are
developing that comedy series, man.
Come on.
Kid Fury, I've been a fan of Kid Fury since he was on YouTube.
Yeah, me too.
Damn near a decade ago.
I know.
They got his picture up there.
Oh, snap.
I do, it's right up there.
He really is a young icon, and I got a chance to spend some time with him. And it was funny because I was at HBO just having a meeting and talking, and I like kind of raised my hand on it. I was like, I know y'all got something with Fury, but I was like, you have to get that right. If y'all get that wrong, it's just going to be problematic. And they were like, well, come, do you want to sit with him? Do you want to help us? And I was like, yeah. So I went, we sat down at Soho House and we had such a wonderful conversation about, just being Black and queer and dealing with your families and all that. And he's so smart and he's so funny, and the way he's like, he's a self-made man, you know what I mean? And I read the outline that we just turned in, and it's really, really good. And it's his first time going into this space. He's not used to writing television, all that kind of stuff. So, and I got my brother Jason Kim, who's also an EP on the show, who used to write on Girls. He's phenomenal, and we've been helping him really get this story right. And HBO has been really supportive. And look, I think if we get this right, I think it could change lives, because he really does have this sort of dual personality of who he is on screen and when he's doing the YouTube thing versus who he is in the world. And I think that's really important to show about this guy with this big, flamboyant personality. But when he goes home,
he's in the show.
Yeah, and the demons that he battles with. And I think that's just really important for folks to see.
I think it's really important, like, to know your purpose. And it seems you're a person that knows their purpose. And I'm not talking about art. Like, you have a voice. And I feel like that's always been in you. Like, you've always known you wanted to be a voice.
Well, I think I think that's something that, for me, goes with the dinner. For everybody, not necessarily. Some folks want to come in, make their money, go make movies, and, go home. But for me, I think because I look up to people like James Baldwin, because I look up to people, like Zora Neale Hurston, and, I think they were more than just writers. They were people who were of the movement. And they were like, yeah, this is what we do. We enjoy writing stories and all that kind of stuff. But they're like, but we also on the front lines, and we're also out here with you. They never were sort of in this space of, well, we're up here. We write books, we write novels, we write poetry. They were always out there in the world. Or even you look at Sidney Poitier, Harry Belafonte, like them having meetings with, or even Marlon Brando having meetings with MLK and Malcolm X. To me, and I think we're trying to get back to that. I think the industry, whether it would be the Me Too movement or people just really just getting involved and educating themselves, for me, I can't just be an artist. I have to be an activist as well. And that's why I say what I'm trying to do is protest art. So that way it's art that you can be entertained by and enjoy, but also it reminds you of the fire that's in your belly. Like Get Out, to me, is that. Like Moonlight is protest art. And I think Atlanta is protest art. People may think it's chill, it's funny. Like that throwback episode that they did with the FUBU jerseys. Yes. I mean, that was something that I think we can look at it as like, that's a cool episode of television, but it really was saying something about us as a people and what we value, and how somebody can literally lose their lives over trying to stunt.
What's missing on TV?
I think we still have a long way to go in terms of prestigious Black television.
What's considered prestigious? Give me an example.
Well, you look at like something like Handmaid's Tale,
gotcha,
right? Or Mad Men. Somebody may consider Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, gotcha.
We still need shows that are in that vein with Black people at the forefront, not just over in the background. Because I don't think we've gotten there yet. Like, we still don't have like a Black drama that people consider to be prestigious. I mean, The Chi, we're trying to get there. Maybe we'll get there next year. We'll see.
Empire.
Right, exactly. Well, look, I mean, people don't consider. I think people consider that to be a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, like a sort.
People look back at The Wire now. It didn't get the
right.
promotion.
It didn't get it at the time. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think I think in the comedies we're getting there. I think Atlanta is definitely one of those unicorns where it's like something that is really Black and we watch it, but also the white hipsters watch it and go, oh, this is brilliant television. So we don't really have a Black drama in that space yet. And also too, I still think we need, look, I'm trying to come with, I have a show called 20s that we're going to shoot the pilot for literally the first week of October with TBS, which is very loosely based on my 20s living in Los Angeles, about a Black queer girl and her two very straight Black girlfriends, and them following their dreams and trying to find love and all that kind of stuff. Because we still don't have a show on the air where there's a queer brown person at the forefront, as the lead. So if 20s gets greenlit the series, which we'll find out soon, then that will just be revolutionary in itself. But we still need, there's still, for the trans community, for people who consider themselves to be asexual, there's no character on television like that.
You watch Pose?
Yes, I watched Pose. Yeah, Pose was great. And I think Pose is one of is still a unicorn. But it really took on this really life of its own, and people have been following it and loving it. But we need more of that. But to me, I want to still see us at the Emmys and Golden Globes where we're not just supporting.
I think more Blackish type of shows too. Because you talk about the Cosby Show and Different World, and that's what made me go to Hampton. Watching Hillman on television, I was like, I want that. You
It's
know, and
amazing.
I think we need more positive shows that's going to, reinforce school and reinforce positivity for young Black youth.
Yeah.
You think Black creatives are scared to make those kind of shows because for so long you had to make a certain kind of show just to even get a shot?
I mean, I think Black creators should make whatever's in their heart and soul and spirit, whatever that may be. And look, and it may not be something prestigious, then so be it. Great. But I think, for us, here's the deal. It's a really good time right now just because Black is it's on trend, or just being diverse is on trend.
And there's a lot of outlets that you can go to now as well.
Hell yeah. It's so many, and everybody wants a Black show. Everybody wants an Insecure. Everybody wants a Power. Everybody wants, maybe a version of The Shy. But I think to me, it's really about making stuff that's from the soul and from the gut. Because I think the reason why Atlanta works is because Donald, that's a space that he really appreciates and knows and wants to write about. I think the reason why The Shy is working is because it was something in my spirit. Like I had to get it out. So I just kind of want to say, I don't want folks to be making stuff because they're like, oh, this will work, or this will be hot, this will make, people will watch this. It's like, no, write something that is really special to you and means something to you. And then and if it don't connect now, it may connect later, like The Wire. Like you may take a beat, but I just want to see stuff that people feel like they had to get out of their body before they went to the grave. That's important. That to me is something I really want to see.
Well, we appreciate you for joining us. I know you're tired. I know you
know,
worked
man.
last night.
It's so interesting. I'd be like, even when you said it, I'd be wanting to text you sometimes like, Lena, how the hell do you get all these deals with all these different networks?
I know
you
you
got
gotta
no
be
exclusivity with nobody. Like,
you gotta be smart. A couple people was trying to clank, and I was like, nah. I got that first look though at Showtime. We got love for Showtime, so we got the first look there. But the first look is cool because you show them stuff first, and then if they like
they
no,
don't want it, then
go
you take it
elsewhere. And but I'm really grateful to my team, and we've been very strategic about making sure I can move the way I move because you look at there's not a lot of Black production companies that are places for people to go. Monkey Paw now is one where Jordan Peele has, but for a long time it's been Plan B. Love Brad Pitt and all they've been doing with 12 years and all that kind of stuff, Moonlight. But I was like, I'd love to be the Black equivalent to that.
hey, I'm tired of white people telling Black stories. I don't want to hear that.
Well, look, now they're not telling. They're creating a Brad Pitt says, yeah, this is his company. They go great. Then it makes it easier for those Black movies to come out.
Like
so I'm
Kelsey
very
Grammer
grateful.
did with Girlfriend.
Exactly.
Right. Got you.
So to me, the reason why I'm working hard is so that way you ain't got to go to a white person to say, hey, can we get this done? Because and Jordan Peele is doing a great job of that right now, and I'm trying to come up right behind him to just be a space where folks can come and go, yo, I got this idea for a show. Nobody else wants to make it. I'm like, I like that idea. Let's take it out. Let's go ahead. And whatever wind I got in my back, I love to carry some folks with me.
I wanted to ask you one last question.
Yeah.
Like, how important was it to have Ava present you with your award at Black Girls Rock? It was like a full circle moment because I remember when the day your Vanity Fair?
Vanity Fair, or the Emmy.
No, it was the cover that came out.
Yeah,
I think
the
it was
cover, yeah.
The day your Vanity Fair cover came out, from Ava's Facebook, a post posted, and it was an old post of her bigging you up when you was her PA.
Yes.
And I was like, yo, the universe is crazy.
Crazy.
Like,
That's the reason to be humble, because you talk about humility. It's because I was a PA. I was an assistant to Gina Prince Bythewood. I was a writer's assistant on The Game. I was, Ava's production coordinator on her first feature. I think it's about sometimes, working for people that are doing the thing that you eventually want to be doing. And you may not be making a lot of money. You may be waking up really early, maybe being the last one to leave. But I was always happy to be in the process. And I think so many people are focused on the finish line. But to me, there is no finish line. What's the finish line? Because when you get there, like, what else is there? There is no there. We're on treadmills. We just always running. That's why Black folks are always out of breath. First we was running from the master. Now we running toward our dream, and now we running toward something that we may never even be able to attain. But for me, it was a full circle moment because Ava and I have always looked up to her. We've always been close, and she's always been a supporter, and I've always been a supporter of hers, just cheering each other on from the sidelines. And so for her, we've just been through a lot together. So for her to be standing there to give me that award, and I presented her with an award before as well, it was a really, really big moment, and I'm just really grateful because she's the busiest person I know out here shooting Central Park 5 right now and doing it for the culture. So I was really grateful that she took time out of her schedule to come and to give me that blessing. It meant a lot, and it's something I'll never forget.
do you see the next Lena, the way they saw it in you?
Yeah, I got a whole, Hillman Grad Network, find us, hillmangradnetwork.com is live. You can go on there, upload your resume. We're trying to really create a situation where we give people resources and the tools that they need to get to where they want to go. Because everybody, look, there's nothing I would hate more than somebody that got a story but don't have the tools to be able to tell it. So for me, I'm trying to make sure if you got a story, if you want to do something, all right, cool. come on, I'm gonna work you. You know, I'm gonna give you stuff to do and give you tasks, and if you get it done, you know, we're gonna build you up. Because folks hit me up on IG all the time and asking for advice, and we really want to give them a space to go. But I see some, you know, there's this young girl, Sierra, who works in Ava's camp. She's like a young version of me, a little black lesbian with the puffball. She's from New Orleans, and she's an aspiring filmmaker, and she reminds me a lot of myself. So Ava, I came to know her because of Ava, and so I've been giving her, you know, some gigs and stuff like that too. She's phenomenal.
Dope.
Sierra, don't sleep, New Orleans.
All right. Well, Lena Waithe,
Lena
thank
got
you
a
for
flight to
joining
catch.
us.
She got her airport gear on. She ain't even got no exclusive sneakers on. That's how I know.
Oh,
That's
I got the Fear of Gods on. I got the Nigel Sylvesters are at the hotel.
Oh, okay.
Don't sleep. You know, I can't, you know, envy of it here, you know.
I got my little Prestos on today. I'm low today.
Okay. You comfortable.
Right.
No, but I love y'all. We appreciate what y'all do for the culture, truly. We appreciate y'all so much.
Thank you.
All right. It's
Appreciate
Lena
you.
Waithe. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.